Hey guys, it's me again. I want to kick this off first out by saying thank you guys all for the amazing responses to my video. It really makes me feel good that you guys are out there and that got so many amazing emails and some posts and all, to the people that reposted my link. I really appreciate that. It really means a lot that I've got some really special people out there that care about me and care about Amy, and I think this is a worthwhile project. It really means a lot to me. So this is our second video, and it's more like a quasi-technical one, but I also want to talk about what first topic I want to photograph, so that should be pretty interesting. I guess first off, I just want to run down my cameras for those that might actually be interested. First off, I got our sort of standard digital camera. It's Canon 30D with some Canon L series lenses.
The cornfields dot the hillsides where once there were hickory and chestnuts.
Pretty good camera. It's sort of meat and potatoes. It's sort of what I shoot with on a day-to-day basis. It's really a neat camera. It's a few years old at this point, but I try to take some good shots with it anyways. Since Tom arrived, discretionary income account is not exactly where it was a few years back, but that's just fine. I'd much rather be paying for daycare than shelling out thousands for a new camera body every few months. My second camera, we're going into the film now, is this tiny little one here. It's called the Mini Diana.
Sides where once there were hickory and chestnuts.
You might have seen these back in the day. Some people call them brownie cameras. They're sort of fun, 35mm, that sort of thing. Getting a little more into the exotic, this is a Holga. This is actually a medium format. It takes the film size is much larger than probably what you're used to, or what those of us that can actually remember film are used to.
The cornfields dot the hillsides where once there were hickory and chestnuts.
What fashion photographers used to shoot with back in the day, but as you can see, this is just a little cheap toy plastic camera, but it takes some incredible shots. As you can see, I'm putting up some examples of some of my photographs here for you guys to take a look at. The third one, this is a somewhat recent purchase of mine. This actually is a 360-degree camera. It has a little ripcord on it here, so when you rip it back, it takes an entire picture of everything around you. It's really cool, it's really fun.
The cornfields dot the hillsides where once there were hickory and chestnuts.
This is a Bronica, and this is something I've always admired from Amy's father. He's a bit of a shutterbug himself, and it was something we always, I felt we could always talk about no matter what. He was really into photography as a youth, and he invested made a pretty good investment in getting this. He also has another medium format, and he's moved on to digital now, so he doesn't shoot as much film, but back in the day, he used to be the guy taking pictures at weddings and family functions and stuff like that. And he's kind enough to let me borrow this, and it should take some amazing pictures. The problem is it's also a super manual, and it's going to be a learning curve for me. So once I get some pictures up with this, I'll definitely share them with you guys. It should be pretty neat. It's going to be a fun experiment for me and trying something new, and hopefully we'll get some good shots with it. Moving on, so the topic I want to talk about, periodically I'm going to start talking about the things I want to shoot. And this is sort of going into, what my life started becoming after Amy passed away, and sort of the dust settled and where I went from there. And I was thinking I should probably get some of the tougher topics out of the way first. Um, for a lot of people that have gone through any sort of trauma, I think a lot of people rush. There's usually a lot of people there at the beginning, a lot of good support, and that's awesome. But then once everything's done, everything's said and done, you're sort of left by yourself, and that can be a pretty dangerous time. For myself, I ended up having to go to speak to a counselor for a while, and it was someone that I knew and respected, so that was good. But also, the topic I want to shoot probably around is probably the pharmacological. It got me on some pretty heavy meds there for a while, and it was probably above and beyond like a dose. It's like taking a painkiller when you're in an accident, when you're really hurt and you're taking a painkiller, it just makes you even. You don't really feel it, and I was on some pretty heavy stuff there for a while, and it made me feel even, but it was so much that it really was detaching me from my everyday life, and so I'm probably going to shoot some stuff around that. It's an abstract concept, I know, but hopefully we get some good stuff around that. And I guess the second thing I probably would shoot along with that is probably to do with probably some alcohol. I know I came out of college, and I knew that one thing about myself is I didn't really drink too often. I did drink, but I felt like my problem was that I just drank to totally tie one on, and I guess it would probably be considered binge drinking. But that's fine. When you're in your 20s, you're having a good time. That's fine. I never would drink and drive or do anything that would really endanger myself. I'm a funny guy when I'm drinking, and so everybody tells me. But I've had some family sort of considerations when it comes to this. Some alcoholism on both sides of the family, and even to this day I don't really drink that much, but after everything happened, I really just wanted to crawl in a bottle. I'd never really felt a pull like I'd felt during those days, and I stayed away from it, but there were a couple times when it was being on the meds and being on the meds and being in the state that I was, mixing some alcohol with the meds that I was on, it was a bad scene. At times I felt like I was spiraling downwards and out of control. I really came out of that, I think, through the help of my friends, and through my counseling and through some of the pharmacological stuff I was on. I think I came out of that okay, but it really was pulling at me, and I felt like that very easily was a place for me to slip into and never come back. And I think if I'm going to be honest about this, then I really have to acknowledge that was part of my life, and that's still there. And to this day, I drink, but not that often, and it's sort of always in the back of my mind, and I hope I never have the need to go back to that place that I was after 9/11, where I felt like that was going to be my escape, and that's bad. So I'm trying to be honest here, and I think as part of this project, I'm trying to acknowledge the good and the bad. And good, the fact that those meds kept me going for a while. Getting off them was tough, really tough, and the alcohol just was always present, and that wasn't so good. So I'm probably going to start shooting this weekend, hopefully get some good shots. I'll start sharing them with you. As the film is sort of old, I'm going to try and balance between getting some good shots with my digital camera and also some of the film camera, but I want to make this a complete book, so I won't want to have to go back and reshoot. So anyways, I hope this vlog finds you guys well, and that we'll check in with you guys soon enough. Okay, have a good one.